let's get this set up. There he is. What's going on? What's going on?
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, let's let some people get in here, and then we are going to get started.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
What's going on, guys? What is going on?
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
What happened on Discord? Both my kids are crying, so I'm going to keep my mic off for a second. They're both waiting for food. Nothing like a newborn cry and a toddler scream at the same time. It's really, really good for your head.
Flood warning has been issued. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Jeez, where was that rain? Whoa.
A new severe
How did you get on so quick?
has been issued.
Okay. Check, 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 check.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Well, what was I looking at in Discord? I saw flooding and I saw my face. Is Northwest Ohio doing okay today? Yeah. You guys are doing good. You guys are doing good today. We have severe thunderstorms all over the place. But let's take a look at if we have anything kind of major going on. We've got a tornado warning up here to the north, moving up towards La Crosse.
Thunderstorm warning has been issued.
La Crosse, Wisconsin. Let's take a look at it. Radar indicated. There's a little couplet there. So if you're out in Hoka, La Crosse, La Crescent, Shelby, Brownsville, the surrounding areas out here in southeastern Minnesota and west central Wisconsin, make sure that you're in shelter. Possibly a little bit of a... What's going on up here to the north, actually? This thing is wanting to get itself together to the north as well. Hold up. We've got a little bit of a notch up here to the north. I'd say Dunhauer, if that's how you pronounce it, in New Amsterdam. Dunhauer, Minnesota, New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. I'm surprised there's not a warn on this. This is curled in. That's what we call a notch right there. Not a couplet, but a notch with some... Yeah, this looks to be rotating as well. So let's go to the CC. Nothing on either of these CCs, but... La Crescent, Minnesota, La Crosse, Shelby, Hoka, all those areas that were in Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota. Getting a shelter. I'd get into shelter too if I was out here again in Dunhauer, New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. Yeah. Oh, it's on your TV? I didn't even realize that. Oh, is it blue on TikTok? What the heck? Oh, you know what happened? It turned off my virtual cam. There you go. It's literally a button that has to be clicked, and it must have clicked off of it. Yeah, the virtual, when I got on, the virtual cam was set up and it turned off, I guess, or maybe it was never turned on. Weird. Look, I can literally just turn it off and on with one button. Watch. This is how easy it is to mess up my stream. Off, on, off, on, off, on. You guys seeing that? Ready? Off, on, off, on, off, on. Yeah. Don't want to slip. And then have you guys see nothing.
This flash flood warning has been updated.
Again, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Holman, and New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. I think this is going to go tour warned up here. So
Thunderstorm warning has been updated.
that is the most significant thing going on right now. Let me, I can't hear my notifications or anything, so I'm going to turn some of this stuff up here. Just my notifications turned up a little. You guys can hear me okay, right? Volume, check, 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 check. Okay, volume looks to be good.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
For some reason, my headphones have been really quiet on my computer lately. So, very weird. Very weird. I'm going to have to figure out why. Sorry, guys. We'll get started here in 1 second. I want to make sure I can hear. I can't even hear my notifications. Just turn up a little bit on my end. All right. Anyways, we just got... Okay, this tornado warning was just updated and moved off to the north and east. Same place. Let's go over what we have going on right now really quickly. Let's go over our watches and warnings. Okay, so we've got... Obviously, tornado warning southeastern Minnesota there that we've been talking about. Moving towards La Crosse, Wisconsin. A lot of 60-mile-per-hour general severe thunderstorms. If you're inside... Not too much to worry about, but you could lose power. I don't see any considerable thunderstorms right now, which is shocking because we have so many severe thunderstorms around the country, and we have none considerable. I was watching this off stream on my radar app, and there wasn't. Yeah, we've got 36 severe thunderstorm warnings going on, guys. None of which are considerable, meaning considerable damage threats. 70+ mile-per-hour winds, 1.5 inch plus hail. They're all that 60-mile-per-hour gusts. 1-inch hail possibility, which is crazy that all of these are like that. Taking a look at this down here, this looks like we could have a little bit of a wind aspect to it. Some decent winds moving through Darlington and Florence, South Carolina. Up here in upstate South Carolina, I'm going to go over really quick all the states that are experiencing the worst weather. This is kind of a bow echo. We could have some high velocities in here. Still only saying 60 mile per hour radar indicated, but we could get some 70 mile per hour gust through Malden. Greenville, Spartansburg, so nothing's looking tornadic there. We've got severe thunderstorms in the panhandle of Florida. Again, this looks like a wind issue, not much of a hail, or I mean a small hail, not much of a tornado threat. Just look at that. Gust front pushing up to the north, outflow boundary. All right. Moving back up into northern Illinois. Again, general thunderstorm warnings. These are moving into Freeport, Forston, Lanark, That's how you pronounce it. Again, nothing very impressive. We've got some storms out in Montana. 60. It's crazy to have like literally almost 40 severe thunderstorm warnings, but none of them are too significant. Wibo, is that how it's pronounced? And Beach, moving towards Beach, North Dakota. Again, 60 mile per hour, 60 mile per hour. This one has maybe 1.25 inches hail. Nothing too concerning once again. The only thing I see concerning on here, we have storms up here actually, up in my region. Let's take a look at these. Oh, there we go. 60 mile per hour winds, 3/4 inch hail. Nothing too serious in PA right now. Pittsburgh, some storms moving in, not too serious. We still do have a tornado watch up here in southeastern Minnesota, west central Wisconsin, and northeastern Iowa. They do not have this tornado warned up here to the north, and they might want to. So this is moving out to the east northeast, like I said, towards Bryce Prairie, Holman, and I believe New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. So just I would get in a safe spot if I were you. They might let this tornado warning expire. It's getting a little bit messy as we move forward in time. So hopefully La Crosse, you won't have to worry about them extending this, but we'll keep watching it. Anyways, a lot going on, but honestly, how do I say this? There's a lot of nothing going on right now. Lot of severe, like 40 severe thunderstorm warnings with nothing significant. If I'm being honest. All right, I'll answer you guys' questions now. Darien in the Red Tip, Minnesota, near Wisconsin. What is that? It's a tornado warning. They just extended it. It's not looking like much, if I'm being honest, but we're going to take another... Let me take another look at it here. They just extended it, so... It had a nice shape. Okay, they just actually dropped... Okay, they just dropped a tornado warning where I said they should have 10 minutes ago. Here we go. This is the inflow region. We've got a couplet right here. I don't know what took them so long to put this tornado warning down. But again, I've been talking about this. New Amsterdam, Bryce Prairie, Holman, moving up through Dunhauer, Minnesota. So get shelter. Bottom floor interior home, away from windows and a closet. Basement, storm shelter if you have one. Doesn't look too intense, but there's possibly a tornado on the ground there. We've got inflow, we've got circulation in the clouds, so there very well could be a tornado on the ground there. This one looks like it may expire. Just down to the south. This one moving towards Hoka, La Crosse, Wisconsin, looks like it may expire.
This special marine warning has been updated. A new severe
Someone said, what about tomorrow?
Has been issued.
Look at this. Big hook tomorrow of severe weather. But not even a slight. We already have a day 3 slight, though. For congratulations, you win North Dakota and South Dakota. Some pretty decent potential severe weather up there on, I guess that would be Friday. Potentially significant severe weather. They've got that hatch on the probabilistic. So, southeast, though, could continue to see severe weather for the next 72 hours straight.
Warning, a new special marine warning has been issued.
Someone give me my Red Bull. Did my stream freeze? Hey guys, someone said it, I think it froze. Clary. I forget if I call you Clary or Clary. Clary. Like Clarissa. That's what I'm gonna... Is my screen frozen? Yeah, you have storm anxiety? Yeah, you know, you had a nice little break there for a while. None of these storms look to be too significant. We're not expecting any like significant large hail, super damaging winds, strong tornadoes. None of that's expected. Some gusty conditions, some power outages are possible, small hail. It's not impossible to get a tornado or two down in the southeast over the next couple days. It's not super likely though. We'll probably get 1 or 2, but I mean, over like a 72-hour span, strength isn't expected to be too bad. So I wouldn't be overly concerned in the southeast. We have a marginal or enhanced today that's been very wind driven. No sound. Are you sure? It shows sound on my end.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Yeah? Okay. In Germany watching your little channel. Hey, Claudia. That's Cuzzo. Claudia Coolidge. She just, like, gets to go to Germany for months. I said, did your job just give you off? She goes, I just told him I was leaving. So, shit. Ah, man, I wish I could do that. Hey, guys, I'm leaving for 2 to 3 months, but see you when I get back. B and NTX, I appreciate you. I decided to become a music producer again over the last 48 hours. That was fun. Is there, what about Middle Georgia? Is weather there going to be fine? Yeah, here, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the updated model runs. There's, again, we've got those 2 tornado warnings, which we're going to go back up and look at again in a second, moving into La Crosse, Wisconsin, and in and around New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. Other than that, not much going on. Here's the latest 22ZH Triple R. Actually, let's go in. Yeah, let's look at the 22Z so you guys know what's going to go on for the rest of the day. Storm's still moving off to the north and east up there through portions of the Central Plains and Western Midwest. Let's go to the 18Z or 21Z so we can see this a little bit better. Storms are going to continue to push down into the southeast out here through South Carolina and into central and southern Georgia. And we could get a nice little wind threat pushing through Alabama pretty late in the night as well. Well, actually, this is going into early morning at this point. This is 1, 2, 3 a.m. down there in Georgia. And then we're moving into, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. We have weather strangely moving west through Alabama. You don't see that every day. Storms, especially a boundary like this, very rarely do those move west. Those go this way typically, but whatever. Or like this. So interesting how that's happening. Up here, Ohio Valley, Northeast, storms are going to fizzle off a little bit. So not too worried about you guys. We're going to continue to get soaking downpours up here through portions of Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa, North Dakota, northeastern Denver, Wisconsin, all these, or northeastern Colorado, Wisconsin. I think I said Wisconsin twice, but that's fine. They're getting a lot of rain. We actually, I talked about this in my video today. Look at this. Let's go to our multi-day. Here we go. 1 to 3 days, 72-hour rainfall forecast up here. Tons of rain. Tons of rain. You guys have already gotten a bunch, or this would be even higher, but some areas are going to see 5, 6 inches locally. Some good rainfall for South Florida, which is good as well because the Everglades is in a drought. Tons of rainfall up here for New England over the next 72 hours as well. A decent amount for PA. And are you surprised? This is a desert. And look, there's no rainfall.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Shocker. Not supposed to be any. All right, let's just quickly get an update on... Okay, this tornado warning did drop off as we suspected. This one is still here. Here's our couplet. It's about to cross the border into Wisconsin and move directly towards New Amsterdam, Wisconsin. So if you're in and around New Amsterdam, Wisconsin, please get shelter in place. Closet, bottom floor of your home, just away from windows in a basement if you have one, or storm shelter. Still a little couplet here. Better to be safe. Sorry. Not looking super, super impressive, but definitely rotation there. Do we have any considerable thunderstorm warnings? Have any of these intensified, or are these all our 60 mile per hour gusts? Good news. Nothing too bad going on around the country right now. This is probably our most significant weather up here. A little bit down in South Carolina as well. I followed you because we both have weather-wise. It's a good reason.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Alinda, I appreciate you. Marissa, love you. Could you forecast Reidsville, Georgia? Yeah, Southeast Georgia. Thank you. here's what's going on. Let's take a look at what's going on the rest of the night down there through southeastern Georgia. All right. So here we go. Storms start to enter around Statesboro, Vidalia, and Savannah. That's how you pronounce them, at around midnight. Then you start moving into closer to Hinesville, Waycross, and Brunswick as we get closer to 1, 2 a.m. Douglas, Tifton. So this is really a midnight to like 4 a.m. event for most of southeastern Georgia down here. Your biggest threat's going to be wind. Tornado chances, especially with storms moving to the southwest, are never too high. Soaking rains, some strong winds, small hail maybe. There is the possibility, though, we'll have to watch up here, northeastern or central to eastern, northeastern Georgia, and out here in upstate South Carolina. We got to watch what's going on up there because could get a spin up here still. Strong winds as well. Jonesboro, Georgia. You guys are right up there to the south of Atlanta. I'm sure you know that. Yeah, I mean, the latest run of the ARRR doesn't even want storms rolling into your region until 3, 4 a.m. Again, strong winds, small hail, a tornado isn't off the table, but strong winds.
A new observed tornado warning has been issued.
New observed tornado. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Observed tornado, guys. Observed tornado. Really quickly before I move over to that, you have no tor risks down there, so it's going to be a wind and hail threat. Yeah, this is mainly a wind threat. This is heavily a wind threat down in the southeast. Heavily wind-driven threat. You don't even have a slight hail. All right, let's get up to that tornado. Damaging tornado. Okay, so this one recycled itself. Here we go. This is a strong tornado. It does look like a strong tornado, guys. Very clear inflow region. It's wrapping itself up here. Velocities, you can see the rotation. Trying to get a CC drop, not one yet. But Shelby, Wisconsin, Pleasant Valley, Brownville. Please get into your safe spot. Bottom floor interior of your home, closet, basement, storm shelter. Stay away from windows. This is moving out towards Shelby and Pleasant Valley, Wisconsin. About to cross over that border in Minnesota, Brownsville as well. Observed tornado. It had fallen apart. It got its act back together. This one moving itself towards New Amsterdam, about to enter New Amsterdam. Still rotating, not looking too threatening. I would still make sure you're in a safe spot just in case that thing is still on the ground. This is almost definitely on the ground. It's observed, and you can see this here. It's on the ground. All right. So, again, Shelby, Wisconsin, Pleasant Valley, Wisconsin, Brownsville, Minnesota. Get in a safe spot. We're going to watch this for a second. I've got 4 screens today. On my laptop here too. Surround it. I have to keep the air in my office, guys, at 66 degrees because there's so much. There's 3 monitors, 2 fridges, a laptop that's open. My PC is huge. It has like 7 fans and another PC. So 2 PCs, 3 monitors, a laptop, 2 fridges that I'm sitting around, and this room bakes. It absolutely gets so hot from technology. I have to blast 66 in here all the time. Guys, again, Shelby and Pleasant Valley, Wisconsin, and Brownsville, Minnesota. Make sure you're in a safe spot. This potential radar-indicated tornado moving into New Amsterdam does look like it may have fallen apart. Sometimes the radar lies to us. So act as if this is still on the ground. There is still rotation in the clouds. And just get in a safe spot in New Amsterdam or anywhere up in that area in Wisconsin. The rest of the country, as I said, We're looking at 60-mile-per-hour gusts and small hail. No considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm warnings active currently, which is great. But there's a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings. Your 60-mile-per-hour inch hail severe thunderstorm warnings all over the place. Northern, here, let's go here. Northern Illinois, central to southern North Carolina, all over South Carolina, southwestern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, panhandle of Florida. We've got central, eastern PA, just eastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, western South Dakota. They're spread out all over the place today, so. Take the rain away from Georgia. Well, let's look at your rain forecast there for a second. Look, over the next 2 days, you're not really expecting a ton of rainfall. A little bit. Nothing crazy. Let me look at excessive rainfall. Potentially a little bit today. Most of Georgia is good tomorrow. Day 3, that rainfall's out. Right in time for the weekend. Crap, do I have the hiccups? I hope not. You know who needs the rainfall to go away? Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Nebraska. Eastern South Dakota. This region has been seeing so much rainfall. Excessive rainfall again. Northern Vermont and northern upstate New York's been seeing a lot too. Oh. Oh, whoa. Is this new? Am I going crazy? Or did WeatherWise finally get a national radar? Whoa. This wasn't here before, right?
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Well, yeah, Lake City, Minnesota. We'll zoom in there. Can someone just confirm that this is new? Did WeatherWise finally get a national radar? Yeah, well, there's one tornado warning is likely to expire. Again, don't worry, we're talking about these tornado warnings like every minute. Shelby and Pleasant Valley, Wisconsin. Get into a safe spot. Bottom floor, interior of your home, away from windows, in a closet, in a bathtub, in a basement, or in a storm shelter. This tornado is on the ground and does look potentially violent. It's observed. So this tornado warning up here looks to probably expire. But if you're in New Amsterdam, the radar can lie to us sometimes. Get in a safe spot.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Yeah, this radar was not here before, but this is good. You guys can see what's going on here.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
You can see all of this bad weather that we have. I mean, look at this. Look at all of these severe thunderstorms. They're everywhere today. Every region is getting in on the action. Yeah, but Philly, you guys are good. I mean, we've got some stuff out here.
Warning has been issued.
Not too bad. 60. I mean, yeah, they dropped that severe thunderstorm warning, so not overly concerned out here in the Philly region. Where's our? Yeah, not too concerning. So yeah, someone asked about Minnesota. I think yeah, I've been covering this and these tornadoes down here.
Special marine warning has been issued.
How's South Carolina looking? A lot of storms out in South Carolina. All your average 60-mile-per-hour inch hail storms. None of these are packing what we would consider, you know, considerable damage threats to them. You've got 1.5 inch hail moving to the south of Rock Hill. That can do a little bit of damage. You know, 60-mile-per-hour gusts can knock out power. So overall, though, these storms aren't too bad. Again, these are all your classic severe thunderstorm warnings. Nothing too crazy. Charlotte's fine. These storms are moving out to your south. You're going to get a couple more thunderstorms rolling through. Not expected to be too severe. Yeah, North Iowa. I'm going to here. Lots of rainfall up here. Now, listen,
New
the
information.
people who are on the
Severe
back end of
thunderstorm
this
warning has
squall
been
line right
updated.
here should be kind of, most of your severe weather's kind of going to be off into the
New
east or to the
information.
south.
This
So,
severe
I'm talking about
thunderstorm
like
warning
Mason
has been
City,
updated.
Forest City, Algona, Storm Lake, Cherokee. A lot of these places are just going to be seeing downpours now. It's really the areas out ahead of this squall line here that we're going to be seeing more severe weather in as we move later into the evening.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Lafayette, Alabama. Man, there's a Lafayette in every state.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
I can't even find it. Yeah, this is going to be a morning event for you. Lafayette, Alabama. These storms aren't even going to be rolling through until maybe 5, 6 in the morning. Could be packing some strong winds and small hail, though. Tornado chances aren't very high, though. 1 second, I heard my son just take a spill.
New information. This tornado warning has been updated. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Hello. I could hear my son in the background. I just heard this. I'm like, he falls on his face like 18 times a day. He didn't like, he's been walking for a year now. He's like 2.5. He's just always running and falling and running into everything. He has literally a bruise on like every inch of his body. I'm like, people are gonna think we're beating him up. He just falls like 20 times a day. I think it's because he gets ear infections a lot, and they said it messes with your equilibrium, so he's always falling. I feel bad. I used to always call him clumsy, and then the doctor's like, I don't think he's clumsy. I think is the issue with his ears. I'm like, oh God, I always called him clumsy. He just can't balance. But we're getting that problem fixed. Sheltering in place at the factory I work at, up in Minnesota. Up in Minnesota here. They did drop that. They did drop the tornado warning to the north again, like we talked about. So, but this tornado warning to the south is still relevant. You can still see rotation here. So Pleasant Valley and Shelby, Wisconsin. This does look like it's moving south of La Crosse. Is Rochester, Minnesota okay now? You guys should be good. Yeah, you guys are, I know, out here too. You guys are out here somewhere. There you are. Yeah, you guys are good. Just going to be some thunder showers, not thunderstorms anymore. This software that I'm using right now is WeatherWise.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. Warning.
You're watching out your window.
Warning has been issued.
Yeah, this was an observed tornado, but you can tell its structure's falling apart quickly, which is good.
Severe thunderstorm warning
Do they even have a Tor out here right now? They do. They have the 5%. Okay. That was an upgrade. Canton, Georgia. Is that okay? Let's see. You guys are fine. You could get some windy conditions with maybe some small hail as we get really late into the night, like 3, 4 a.m. Yeah, we're talking. Well, maybe even, well, yeah, 3, 4 a.m. If you're spamming, I'm not going to answer. Will Philly get anything tomorrow? Here's our outlook for tomorrow. So, general thunderstorms out there, and Philly is on the border of that marginal. So, severe weather is possible. Severe thunderstorm or two is possible out there. Yeah, South Carolina's hogging up most of the severe weather in the southeast right now. But this is going to be shortly moving down into Georgia and then through Alabama. I know it's weird that this weather is going to be moving like that. Never does out here in the southeast. Usually it goes like that or like that. But not today. It's opposite day. A little bit out here in the panhandle of Florida, just to the north of it as well. Sioux Falls is dark. Got some storms out to your south. Other than that, not much. Arianda, if that's how you pronounce it, said hi. What's up? Sorry if I butchered your name. I want to figure out why my headphones, what is going on that my computer is like compressing the sound of my headphones so much. One second, let me pull up my settings real quick, guys. We're going to continue to watch this tornado warning up here for just a second, then we'll talk about other things going on. Again, this is kind of falling apart, which is good news. Shelby and La Crosse, I would still, in La Crosse, Wisconsin, I'd still stay sheltered for a little bit, but this tornado does look to be weakening. So that's positive. Yeah, what is going on with these headphones? Let me try putting it in. Let's try this.
New information. This flash flood warning has been updated. Warning. A new special marine warning has been issued.
One second, guys. One second. Yeah, okay, now I can hear it so much better.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning
Interesting.
has been updated.
Can you guys still hear me, and can you still hear the alerts? As long as you can still hear all that, then that's then we're good to go. Okay. Sweet. When I plug my headphones are usually plugged into my mic, and I listen through my mic, and it's just, it like compresses the volume, and I can barely hear anything in my headphones. So very weird. Joshua, I appreciate that.
New information.
Why is the weather in East Tennessee coming from the east? Amanda? Well, I would say I'm just as confused as you are. I understand why it is, but it is pretty rare to see that. It's pretty rare to see that. So let's go to our satellite real quick. Here's what's going on. And it's kind of hard to see this. We have a low pressure down here spinning counterclockwise. We've got, you know, these storms are moving. We've got, it's actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to explain this, we're going to go and we're going to pull up windy. We need to do this. Okay. We need to explain this. I haven't spent too much time looking at our weather features today. We should be able to understand what's going on by looking at the satellite, though. Okay. So you've got your jet stream.
New information. This special marine warning has been updated.
Let's get my pen out so I can do some drawing. Here's our jet stream. Here's our jet stream. Big ridge. This is what's been causing all of our heat. It's finally starting to shift out east. Now, you can see on the bottom end of this, we do have, and this is actually kind of rare. It's very interesting what's happening here. We're getting this moisture pulled up like this out of actually the Atlantic, not the Gulf. A lot of times the bad weather you have, you get that moisture pulled up from the Gulf. But this jet stream, the way it's been stalled out here, it's not, it would need to push farther east to begin to pull some of that moisture up from the Gulf, but it hasn't been. It's been a stalled ridge. So we're beginning to get this moisture pulled in off of the Atlantic. And this is actually what causes some of those tornadoes in Carolina Alley up there, Durham, up there in the Durham, Raleigh area. When you get this westerly or easterly flow, it's super weird to say that on the East Coast. This just, in my opinion, has to do with the stalled out jet stream and ridge we've had here for a while, where we're actually getting this, like I said, we're actually getting this easterly flow now moving off of the Atlantic. Typically what's going to happen with our jet stream is it's going to move in like this, and it's going to move quickly off into the east, and that's going to pull these winds up, and it's going to pull the moisture in from the south, and then it's going to repeat itself. This jet stream dug down pretty far to the south and has kind of been stalled out like this, or stationary. So we've had a lot of cool air out here. And we've had a lot of warm air out here in the east, but our weather's actually being pulled in from the east. You know, with the high pressure sitting over us and our jet stream far out to the west, that moisture is not going to be pulled up from the Gulf. Tiny bit into Texas. Yeah, this jet stream just doesn't want to move. It will be moving over the next 48 hours, though, which is why our temperatures are about to cool down out here soon. We're finally going to get some of that troughing moving back into the region. It is super weird to see all of this moisture flow to the west. Not every day you see that. I haven't even analyzed the satellite at all. Actually, a good way to look at this, too. Let me do this real quick, guys. And actually, before I do that, I want to remind everyone about what's going on with the tornado.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
So let's remind everyone what's going on here. It's pretty. They're gonna drop this tornado warning. Good. So you guys should be good. Shelby, Pleasant Valley, La Crosse. You guys should be in the clear. I do not expect them to refresh that tornado warning. As I said, it looked like it was weakening, and it should be good. Really quickly, I did want to actually show you guys something else. WSV3. So this is a good way to look at this type of stuff. Fronts. Let's take the high res fill away. 1 second, guys. Where did I turn on? Why did I turn on my temperatures? 1 second. Yeah, we can look at surface cape on here too. Mesoscale analysis. Look at all that. Yeah, I forgot you can look at this stuff on WSV3. This is our live surface cape, live surface gusts. Interesting. 850 millibar wind. You can see our jet stream out here through Nebraska up into southeastern, or sorry, through Kansas out into southeastern Nebraska, and then through Iowa. It's pretty good 850 millibar winds, your low-level jet. That's helping to feed that 5% tornado warning out there. Okay, so, or 5% risk for tornadoes. That's why we have that out there. Really quickly, there was something I wanted to show you on here, and I feel like a dummy. Give me a second. I don't pull this up all the time. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted to turn off. Okay. So getting back here, fronts. Here we go. This kind of helps. This can kind of help you see what's actually going on. So you can kind of follow our low pressure up here to see our jet stream. This is our high pressure I've been talking about. It has like 18 high pressures out here. This is kind of one big weak high pressure at this point. It was much stronger a few days ago. And you can see our low pressure sitting out here, helping to funnel in this moisture from the Atlantic. So you can see the low here, moving into the high pressure. This jet stream is moving up and above the high pressure. And then you can see this pocket of lows here. This is our troughing out here to the west. This can kind of help break this. I mean, it's a little bit rough to see. This is actually a very weird setup. It's just because you typically don't have your jet stream stall out like that for so long. But these are our surface lows moving in off the Atlantic, and this was our stationary high that's been here for a while, which has helped to keep that jet stream, that mid-level jet stream, stalled. Again, this is all expected to move down into the south, though. This is going to bring our temperatures down, especially as we get into the beginning of July. We're actually expecting maybe a cooler July 4th. Let me actually show you this. For a lot of the central U.S. and out east. Maybe not the southeast, though. Maybe not the southeast. Here is our temperature outlook. 8 to 14 days. Pretty nice break, potentially, for the Central Plains, Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Southeast, you may still be baking. I'm sorry. But this is going to be our July 4th time frame out here. So temperatures are going to cool. They're going to cool again. We're going to start getting more of a zonal flow up here through the center of the country.
New information.
Alrighty. How's the panhandle of Nebraska looking? Not too bad. Not too shabby. You've got some severe thunderstorms down here in southwest near Kimball, Sydney, and Scotts Bluff. Not severe right now. This could go severe. A little bit of a hail core in there. These are moving up into the northeast very slowly. You guys had hail with 100-degree weather down there in Florida? We've got 1.25 inch hail moving through portions of St. Petersburg, Pinellas Park, Clearwater, and Largo. So out here to the west of Tampa. It's getting downpours out there. No severe thunderstorm warnings in Florida, although up here on the Panhandle we did have some hail earlier, mostly small hail at this point. What area of Florida were you in? Yeah, those storms in the Bay are probably not coming to Orlando. They're moving out to the west. Very slowly. You could get some storms, though. I mean, you have some more storms moving in from the east. Those could pass over Orlando later in the day. Anything for Hazleton, West Virginia? We've got one severe thunderstorm warning in West Virginia right now, and just up here, moving through just to the southwest of Morgantown, moving through Fairmont out to the southeast towards Kingwood, Parsons, just to the north of Clarksburg. 60-mile-per-hour gusts. They're not even picking up any hail in this one. You do have some storms moving in from your west, potentially, though. Point Pleasant, Huntington, Elizabeth, Ripley. So not looking too bad in West Virginia overall, though. You have the worst weather app? Yeah, you should probably get a better one. Here's what's going on. Here's where all our weather is, guys. There's where all our weather is. It's pretty much everywhere. How are ocean temperatures looking? Sure, we can take a look at that. Let me get Pivotal connected real quick.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
And we'll move over actually to tropical tidbits. Ocean analysis. Let's look at our ocean temperature anomalies. Western Atlantic. Nice and warm for portions. Most of the Gulf is above average, except for southwestern Gulf. The Western Atlantic is very warm, especially the waters moving up into the mid-Atlantic are very hot. Northern Caribbean's doing okay. The Caribbean's doing okay in general. Even where you see the whites, that's about average. Southern Caribbean struggling a little bit. Surprise. Well, we did just get a tropical system right out there that moved off into the middle of nowhere. But surprised we haven't gotten more up here with these water temperatures. But the Gulf, let me actually take a look at our climate reanalyzer. Is Eden in here? Because he'd be asking me to look at that.
A new severe
Climate reanalyzer. Surface temps. Let's look at the Gulf. The Gulf is currently the warmest it's been in 70 years. Something like that. 50 years. So not by much, though. It's on a little bit of a downtrend. It's on a little bit of a downtrend. And that is because we've had some decent convection moving through it, causing some upwelling. You can see on our satellite, we've got a little bit of moisture moving through the Gulf currently. Again, storms down here in South Carolina, not looking too bad. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in all of these, inch hail. They could cause some power outages. I wouldn't want to be caught outside in them. We've got 1.5 inch hail. It's about to move through the Winnsboro area. Richburg, Chester, South Carolina. These storms could intensify. The wind could intensify a little bit as we move later into the evening, so we'll have to watch that. Eventually, an hour or two, they will likely begin to decrease in intensity. Average severe thunderstorm warnings again down here in southwestern Georgia and panhandle of Florida. Nothing too serious. New severe thunderstorm warning down here in south central Pennsylvania. McConnellsburg and Chambersburg. These are moving off to the southeast. General 60-mile-per-hour inch hail. Did our tornado warning expire up here to the north in Minnesota? It did. And we have no warnings along that boundary anymore. We do have one severe thunderstorm warning right now that is moving to the east. Actually, to the northeast through Wisconsin Dells and Lake Delton. General severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, I wonder if the tornado chaser who I'm sub to, I wonder if he's on right now. Actually, speaking of that, let me take a look real quick. Let me pull him up. Let's see. Let's see. One second. Here we go. I wonder where he is. He's in Pueblo, Colorado.
Warning, a new special marine.
Pueblo, Colorado. That's interesting. One second, guys.
This considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Oh, we have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Let's check out where that is. It's probably the golf ball size hail here. No. Yeah, it is. All right, still nothing that significant. But moving to the east northeast, or actually, so this is a weird direction. It's kind of moving straight. Yeah, it's more to the southeast, but it's not really moving at all. Entering northwest South Dakota, golf ball size hail. I don't see anything up here, so. What the heck?
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
His skies are looking nice. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for something real quick. Give me a second.
New information. This flash flood warning has been updated. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Give me 1 second. He's out here in Pueblo, Colorado. I mean, there's some storms out there. I don't know if we're going to get any tornadoes out there. So he's out here. I guess we'll have to see.
New information.
You can see storm chasers on WeatherWise. Well, not on WeatherWise. I have access to something that I can see every storm chaser, like all 100 of them. But to use them on stream, most storm chasers require you to pay them anywhere between $50 to $150 an hour. And I promise you, I very, very, very rarely make even $50 a stream. Usually it's more like 10. So until the channel's a little bit bigger, I am able to use it. I have like 3 different people who I can use, who I pay a membership for. But yeah, I can watch them all off stream. But they want people to pay. If they see you're using them on stream and you're not paying them, you can get your channel and a bunch of stricken, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's painful. They'll be able to do this even on the side. What, like covering weather? This is what I do on the side. I've got a full-time job. But I do this 40 hours a week still. 2 full-times. All right, considerable severe thunderstorm warning again. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, where do we got it? Considerable. Here we go. 70-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, we got our first considerable thunderstorm warning since I've been on, or decent one. So winds are intensifying out here in eastern South Carolina. They're about to move through Georgetown, Kingstree, and then into Monk's Corner, out towards Hannah, Charleston, Ridgeville, and Lincolnville. So even if you're down in Charleston, I'd be paying attention. 70+ mile per hour gusts in chill is possible. I say within the next 30 minutes to an hour. So like I said, these are going to intensify a little bit more before they begin to weaken down here in South Carolina. Any places that will be seeing wind? Yeah, I mean, a lot of we're going to see wind damage all through almost the entire state of South Carolina today. Potentially Georgia as well. These storms are going to be moving off into Georgia and Alabama early into the morning, so this whole area could see power outages. We'll have to see where they are, but South Carolina is getting hit pretty hard right now. We could see some decent outages up here through portions of Iowa, southeastern Minnesota, central Wisconsin as well. Those are probably the 2 most likely areas, especially down here in the south. I think right down here, we're going to see some decent wind damage. Eastern Georgia and most of South Carolina. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. I'd be shocked if we didn't have tons of people without power in South Carolina. Well, what a view. Look at that. What a view. Oh, now it just says liquor. I promise it wasn't the liquor store when I was saying what a view, guys. I promise it was mountains. Not a bad view, though. Liquor and Subway is a good view, too. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? On like a Saturday. All right, let's go back. The sky looks angry here, South Carolina. That's because it is. Yeah. Big front of boundary right here, and we can see this pushing off to the west. Here we go. From Greenwood through Camden, Sumter, Charleston, Newberry. These storms are moving out to the west. Very strangely out to the west. Southwest. Southwest. We'll say that.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Lillian, I appreciate the follow. The gas prices, are you saying that because of the chasers? Well, yeah, they spend a lot of money on hotels and gas. So you could see why they'd probably want people to pay them. Do y'all remember the liquor memes or no? What? Liquor? I just met her? That one? Laddie, AG, I appreciate you guys. Joshua Sarah, I don't know if I saw it before. Thank you, guys. Overall, not too bad. Overall, not too bad. The only really significant storms we're looking at right now are in South Carolina. No tornadoes down, guys. That one, both those earlier didn't last very long, so I'm hoping they didn't do much, if any, damage. We'll see. I've got to look at how many were down before I got on. I know there were some tornado warnings down before I hopped on. Oh, the view of the gas price. 340. What are the gas prices? What are the gas prices in your area? They're cheaper than that here. I'm around Philly, and I think our gas prices right now are like 320. Ooh, 304. 280. 177. Yeah, no, you're not in Iowa. You're in the Middle East. If your gas prices are 177. Yeah, no. Wrong country. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No, that person's lying. That person's lying. They live in Saudi Arabia. That's crazy. 177. Sounds like 1980s gas prices. I'm not gonna lie. 2018, 2019 gas prices were pretty close to that. That was crazy. I remember I was living in Charlotte and gas got down to like, yeah, almost 190 there. Actually, thinking about it, it got crazy low, or like 210. I can't even remember. It was crazy low though. For a couple years there. Just left Philly today, was restoring power for Pico last 7 days. Hey, well, I appreciate you doing that because my entire city was without power and some neighborhoods were without power for days. Our gas stations didn't have power. None of the restaurants had power. All the restaurants were closed. The gas stations were closed. Like, I went to go to Wawa and I couldn't. Everything was like all the they had to throw away all their frozen stuff and all their food. And then we're like, we're going to go to Chili's to get food. And then Chili's was closed. And then we were like, we're going to go somewhere else. We went there and then they were closed. Yeah. Everyone in my city was without power. We were just in north of Philly. All right. Let's get back and see what's going on here, guys.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning.
70 mile per hour gust. Again, Charleston, Ladson, Monk's Corner. You've got potentially 70 plus mile per hour gusts moving into your region.
New information.
All.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Another considerable thunderstorm warning. This is the one I was talking about. Winsboro, Newberry, Chapin, Prosperity, Silver Street, out here in central South Carolina. 70 mile per hour plus gusts moving through. This is the same type of severe thunderstorm warning that knocked out all the power in my city for multiple days. Out here, central South Carolina, and then Charleston, Monk's Corner. These storms that are moving into your area. So these are the ones that'll do it.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
273 Iowa. 591 here in California. Yeah, I lived out in California for a few years, and I never saw the gas prices drop below $5, even when they were cheaper elsewhere. Yeah, so gas prices were so bad and traffic was so bad when I was living in LA.
New information. This special marine warning has been updated.
I decided to pay an extra $1,000 a month to live across the street from where I worked because it actually saved me more money than sitting in traffic and paying for gas. To pay an extra $1,000 to live across the street from work and never drive my car. Okay, C's.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
I like how this turned into talking about gas prices. Oh my gosh. 264 is the cheapest.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Okay, update it. Again, we're seeing 1.5 inch hail down here through South Carolina now. 1.25 inch hail, 70 mile per hour gusts. Nothing too significant, but this is the stuff that can knock down some tree branches and some power lines. So just be aware of that. It's moving about through the central portion of South Carolina now down to the southwest. Our storms down here, Panhandle of Florida, still not looking too bad. Not much of a severe threat up there. Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin's not looking too bad. Did we actually just get another tornado warning? We did. Oh, I lied, guys. I lied. I just lied to you. Luckily, this doesn't look to be near any city. It's moving through Coley experimental forest. There's a couplet here though, so we could have a tornado on the ground. It looks really, really weak on the reflectivity, but it looks really impressive on the velocity. Nice inflow here too. Look at the velocity inflow. So the CC inflow. So all right, be aware of this. Bangor, Rockland, and Leon, Wisconsin. Bottom floor, interior of your. What the heck is this? Oh, he's looking at what he thinks could become a tornado. Leon, Rockland, Bangor. Do they have it observed? Maybe they have it observed. It is observed now, guys. Leon, Rockland, Bangor. Bottom floor, interior of your home, in a closet, in a bathroom, in a basement, in a storm shelter, away from windows. Get away from windows. Get to the most interior part of your home or get underground if you can. This is observed and on the ground. This thing has been recycling. This actually kind of fell apart as it moved over La Crosse and then got itself back together. Kind of the best case scenario for La Crosse because that's a pretty big city. But it's observed now on the ground, moving through what looks to be just a forest. Experimental forest. But Bangor, Rockland, and Leon, you need to be in a safe spot. That's Wisconsin. See? It's right in here. Carissa, wonder about Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. Only bad storm we have out here in PA, or at least severe warn storm. Philly's got some dark, some thunderstorms moving through, but is down here in Chambersburg, McConnellsburg, and Quincy, Waynesboro, moving out to the southeast. Not too bad. 60-mile-per-hour gusts, 3/4 inch hail. Shouldn't be too bad. We could see some power knocked out with some of these storms that I'm circling, but not looking too dangerous. Statesville, you guys are looking fine. Most of this stuff's down to your south now. My stepdad works there. He works in Statesville. He's a doctor. Let's see here. Oh, just doxed him.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Special weather statement around there saying it could be a brief tornadoes. Oh, out there in Colorado. Yeah, they had one earlier. Oh, they still have one. Let's look at the velocities out here. There's a little bit of rotation in some of these storms, but not really near Pueblo. Yeah, Minnesota's looking pretty okay at this point. Most of Minnesota, unless you're in like Caledonia, Spring Grove, most of Minnesota is just thunder showers throughout the rest of the night, most likely. We do have an observed tornado on the ground, though, that's about to move very close to Bangor, potentially very close or through Bangor, Rockland, Leon, Wisconsin. So velocity does look very impressive, decently impressive couplet. The reflectivity isn't doing much for me, but moving through a forest right now. If it does keep on its current direction, which these storms have been wobbling, it probably move through the southern edge of Bangor and potentially right through Rockland. So we'll have to watch those, especially close. What's going on in North Dakota? Not much. Far southwestern North Dakota, you got some storms, but most of North Dakota's looking fine. Maryland, northwestern Maryland, up towards the Panhandle. Is that what you call this? The Panhandle. We've got some strong storms moving into Hagerstown and Hancock soon. Thurmont, not too bad. 6-mile-per-hour gusts, potentially inch hail. It can, like I said, it can do some damage to cars, mess with tree branches, power lines, but it's not typically too dangerous as long as you're inside. I think I got it. I might have to go tell my month-and-a-half-year-old to be quiet. I'm going to go out there and say, can you be quiet? Dad's streaming. You're 7 weeks old already. All right, let's see. The country humans. I appreciate you. Thank you for the sub. Can I, when someone follows me, YouTube lets you set that up when someone subs to you. When someone follows me, can I set up something funny that happened on my screen? I wonder if I can do that through TikTok. I never tried. Bear20, I appreciate you. How's Friday and Saturday for Minnesota? Or sorry. Yeah, Friday and Saturday through Minnesota. I did read it right the first time. Let's look at our outlooks here. Here's Friday. Western Minnesota. Not looking too fun, but if we're talking about St. Cloud, Rochester, Minneapolis, not expect it to be too bad. Especially not around Minneapolis. You're not even in a general thunderstorm on that day. Moving into our day 4, we don't really have anything there, but let's take a look at our rainfall on day 3. Tiny bit of rain. The only over a quarter inch of rain we're expected to get in Minnesota on Friday is up there in northwestern Minnesota. So not too bad. I'll pull a pivotal real quick and do a super quick deeper dive into that. Hey, look at that. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's go to the Euro. Friday. Saturday is going to be interesting. Let me go to the Rufus model for Saturday. For Minnesota. Let's take a look at the Rufus things. At least for severe weather potential. Central to northern Minnesota, it likes some strong storms potentially in on Saturday. The Rufus has a very interesting setup for central Minnesota. Evening hours, late afternoon, evening hours of Saturday, potentially into Sunday morning, which does potentially include the Minneapolis region. So Friday looks pretty good for the majority of Minnesota, except for northwestern Minnesota. Friday looks good for everywhere except for pretty much up here in Minnesota. Saturday could get spicy getting into the evening hours for a lot of Minnesota. Yep, if you subscribe on TikTok or become a member on YouTube, you get access to the Discord channel. Yeehaw, ride 'em, cowboy. Thanks to the cowboy happy. We have daily and live updates in the Discord. It is linked up to NWS, so tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, everything as they happen. SBC updates, everything as they happen. They're updated directly into the Discord. And everything that's going on daily, we've got a lot of people in there talking to. So it's a fun time. If you want to join the Discord, yep. It is just a sub on TikTok or a membership on YouTube. It's just $2.99 a month. So it's a good time. You can come and join the Climate Crew. All right, let's see what is going on with our storms down in South Carolina. Well, let's go back to our tornado real quick because we're probably approaching. Okay, yeah, here we go. Ooh, it's actually kind of falling apart.
A new flash flood
That's good.
has been issued.
Oh, it's really falling apart. Although we're getting a little bit of a notch behind it. Okay, still stay in a safe spot. Bangor, Rockland, Leon, Wisconsin. It's starting to get messy though, which is good. Thanks, Morgan. A lot of these tornadoes since I've been on have been like looking weak, and then suddenly they're observed, and then 10 minutes later they're off the ground. They're not maintaining.
This severe thunderstorm warning.
They're not maintaining their strength. They're not maintaining. They're not staying on the ground very long. That has to do with probably a weak low-level jet pushing through here. We've got decent low-level jet out here currently through a little bit out to the south and west of this region, and I just think we don't have the instability and strong enough shear to maintain these tornadoes on the ground for long periods of time, which is a good thing. Which is a very good thing. This is still looking pretty impressive out here, though. So we'll keep watching it. Not the tornado warning, but the storms. Let's get our update in South Carolina. Again, Charleston, Moncks Corner, Jamestown. This place calls itself a beach, and it's on a lake. Disrespectful. South Carolina, 70+ mile per hour gusts and some close to an inch size hail moving into there. 70 mile per hour gusts, inch hail moving into central South Carolina as well. Lexington, Columbia, Arcadia Lakes, Camden, Prosperity, Newberry. A little bit of a severe thunderstorm up here to the northeastern Georgia, just to the south and east of Mountain City and Clayton. 60 mile per hour winds, close to an inch and a half hail moving down to the southwest. Tons of severe thunderstorm warnings down here in southwestern Georgia, southern Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida, none of which look too threatening. But you're going to see some thunder and lightning and maybe some small hail and gusty conditions. All right, we'll stay down here for a second. Lakes can have beaches. I don't know. What's the definition of a beach? Is it just on the water? A strip of land covered with sand, pebbles, or small stones at the edge of a body of water, especially by the ocean. Okay, so I always thought a beach like had to be on the ocean, but according to Oxford Languages and Webster's Dictionary, it's just especially relevant. Like you're like extra beachy if you're on the ocean. So you're like kind of beachy if you're on a lake, but you're like beachy if you're on the ocean. Glad we got that answered. Fine, you guys can be a beach, whatever. Bono Beach. Whatever. I'm in Darlington, South Carolina, and it got crazy for a few. Let's see where you are. Darlington. Oh, I bet it did. Yeah, you had some probably gusty conditions moving through. Did you get any hail? Beach stuff. I grew up 20 minutes from the beach for like 18 years down in Florida, so you know, I'm like, that's a beach. But no, you're right. You're right. Google in the dictionary says it's sort of kind of a beach at a lake. So I'll give it to you. Julie, what's going on? Everyone's getting in on the action today. Are you guys? Look at this. Storms everywhere. Pretty nice up in Buffalo. If I do say so. You got some storms up there, but not much. Less than an inch hail. Makes sense. Most of this is mainly a wind threat. Very small tornado threat, almost non-existent. Not too big of a hail threat. I'm in New Jersey, and we are in a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, just out to the east of Philly. What is wrong with this radar? One of these radars is bad. Yeah, what is this? Haddonfield, Mount Ephraim. I literally work in Philadelphia, and I have no idea how to pronounce anything around it. I've been working there for like 2.5 years. I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff. Ooh, Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill down to West Deptford. You'd think almost 3 years of living in this area I'd know how to pronounce things. I don't, though. Yeah, 60 mile per hour gusts, inch size hail. Not too threatening. Power outage is possible, though. You're going to get some nice thunder and lightning. Most of PA is looking good, though. Most of PA is looking good. You got some south central severe weather around Philly and a little bit central area. Is that near like College Station? Or State College? Yeah. College Station. That's Texas, right? Anything from Michigan tomorrow or today? Well, I feel like everyone's getting it today, so possibly. Michigan's looking pretty good. As we get later into the night, let's see. Could we get some of these storms moving into Michigan? Northern Michigan, you could get some severe weather and the thumb and the upper thumb of Michigan up here. Now, moving into tomorrow, let's take a look at our 18Z.
new severe thunderstorm warning has been
Yeah, southern Michigan gets involved afternoon hours, central to southern, including Detroit. All down here, getting to the afternoon and evening hours,
a new severe
southern portion.
thunderstorm warning has
Tonight
been
and into the early morning, northern portion, yeah. You can actually see
new information.
our
The
day 2
severe
categorical
thunderstorm warning has
for
been
tomorrow.
updated.
There it is, marginal. Could go up to a slight, actually, I think. Lansing, Detroit, Jackson, Ann Arbor, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo,
New information.
Grand Rapids,
This severe
potentially.
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
La Crosse, Wisconsin. Well, let's take a look at our tornado. Again, I think this is going to expire. It was looking impressive. Now it's just looking like a wind front. And these storms have been wobbling so much today. Oh my gosh. This thing has been wobbling so much and recycling.
New information. This special marine warning has been updated.
But yeah, you guys are looking good out here. La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'd expect mostly just thunder showers, maybe small hail and some gusty conditions over the next 30 to 45 minutes. But your main severe threat looks to be passing off to your south and east now, so you should be looking better. I'm not saying you're gonna have some thunder showers, but your main severe threat looks to be moving on.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Okay. I was gonna study it, but I failed my first semester of college.
New information.
Whatever. People all, it's just one semester. As long as you had fun. You can't unfail it now, so, you just take it and move on. I failed a semester of college. It's when I was pledging. Yeah, they did not let me go to class. It was not my fault. And then they put me into, this class to, like you're going to get kicked out of
New information.
Florida State if you don't go to this class for a semester. And I went to the class, and then they're like, all right, you can stay. And I was like, okay, thank you. Oh, it was online? I don't know about that. Some online classes can be tough. I've taken some online. Oh, I've been out of college for quite a while. I love weather so much, I'm actually going to study for meteorology. I love weather, too. I love it, too. Believe it or not, if you didn't know that. Chicago's not looking too bad. Not many storms in and around the region. But, moving into the night, let's see if we have any storms that want to move into the Chicago region. Not much. Let's go to the 22Z. Yeah, Chicago's looking pretty good. Chicago's looking pretty good. Let's look at tomorrow afternoon, evening. Maybe you get some very late storms tomorrow, 11, 12, 1 a.m.-ish. But not looking too bad. Are you in the marginal for tomorrow? Let's see. You are. San Bernardino, California. Is there any weather happening out there? There's no weather happening out here. You live in a desert. The radar is on here right now. The radar is on. The radar is still on. Okay. There, the radar's still on. There's our storms. Enjoy your sun. Probably nice temperatures there too. They just want it to be included, yeah. Yeah, I think the first year I lived in LA, I don't think I heard thunder or so I don't think I heard thunder once for the entire year. I think it rained one time. The second year I remember we had a thunderstorm go through. I'd been there for like a year and a half, and a thunderstorm rolled through LA, and I was like so happy. I was like, "Oh my god." Like it was like 75 degrees and sunny every day. I was miserable. As someone who likes weather and bad weather, it was miserable. I kept telling my friends, I was like, oh my God, it's another day in the 70s with only sun. And they were like, you're the only person who complains about this. I was like, please give me some downpours and some thunder and lightning and hail. Anything. Nope. Sunny every day. Miserable. Panhandle. Let's go back down to the Panhandle. Yep. Bunch of 60 mile per hour gusts, inch hail, severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, nothing major, but you're going to get some, you know, these are moving off very, very slowly to the west. They're crawling to the west. Let's take a look. Well, maybe not that. Maybe not that slow. Let's take a look at this. 10 miles per hour. Yeah, pretty slow. Pretty slow. My friends get crazy when I say I just want to see a NATO. Yeah, growing up in Florida, I've seen probably 5 water spouts. We go down to the Key West every now and then, which is like the water spout capital of the world. I remember being on a jet ski down in Key West when I was little, and I saw like 2 water spouts spinning around each other, like actual full tornado water spouts. And I like got back to like the shore, and I was like freaking out. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we see those every day." I was like, "What?" They get little water spout spin ups all the time with these storms down here that go unreported. I mean, your Cape values are always through the roof when you're out here on a peninsula, so all you need is a little bit of shear to twist it up. Really cool, though. I think this tornado warning is going to expire. If it doesn't, I will update you. Leon, I'd still be sheltered in place for a couple more minutes, a few more minutes. Kokomo about 15 years ago, trailer home on highway. Wait, like... Like it put the trailer home on the highway? I'm confused. Yeah, twins. Can I take a look at New Jersey? Sure. Yeah, not much going on, guys. That tornado warning is going to expire. I'll take a look at Jersey. Give me a second. The main threat right now is central South Carolina. Not even a big threat. And then down here, eastern South Carolina, we've got 70-plus mile per hour gusts moving into the Charleston and Moncks Corner region. So maybe some small hail. Jersey's got these severe thunderstorms rolling into Washington Township. Let's see. Cherry Hill, Haddon Township, Belmar, Deptford, West Deptford. You know, the radar is just sucking out here. They're probably going to... Oh, yeah, they just pulled it. Well, no. Okay, I think they're going to pull the severe thunderstorm warning. It just doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, if you turn the phone sideways, it does make it bigger to see. Did I finish my Red Bull? Dang it. Depending on how this goes, I might get off here in a little bit. Our tornado chances are decreasing pretty quick out here. We're seeing these tornadoes touch down for like a minute at a time and then go back up and recycle because they can't. There's actually some decent velocities out here, some windy conditions out here in southeastern Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, and southwestern Wisconsin. That's moving out east still. But these tornadoes just can't stay on the ground. This is mainly wind. This is going to continue. We're going to continue to see gusty conditions down here through portions of Alabama, Georgia later into the night, and South Carolina right now. Nothing too bad going on around the country, though. A lot of severe weather, but not a lot of, considerable damage threat severe weather. Just stuff that can knock out the power, unfortunately. Please refer to your local weatherman. Should they give him a call? Should they text him? See if he answers. Do they usually answer? Let's see. This is Radar Omega. Yep, Radar Omega. This is sorry, weather-wise. Sorry. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Weather-wise. This is weather-wise. This is Radar Omega. that I used for a lot of the models. This is live radar. Yeah, Greensboro's chilling. You guys are chilling probably for the rest of the night. You guys are good. Yep. Let's see. What do we got right now? 20 severe thunderstorm warnings. Like 1 considerable damage threat. Severe thunderstorm warning. And no tornado warnings. They did let that one expire up there in Wisconsin. Once again. Same one that's put down like 3 separate observed tornadoes for about a minute or 2. And then it keeps getting sucked back up. The warning by Janesville, Wisconsin. Are we talking about South Central? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's moving up to the north and east. The major portion of that severe storm looks to actually miss Janesville off to the south and east. 60-mile-per-hour gusts, 3/4-inch hail. Again, could have knocked out some power. Yeah, it's not a super life-threatening severe thunderstorm warning. It could be an inconvenient one, though. As long as you're inside, you should be safe. Hopefully, power stays on for everyone here.
This considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Considerable updated. Let's see. Considerable updated. Where was it updated? Let's see. Not the one in Charleston. It's still there.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Tor possible. Did they just label this Tor possible?
Warning.
Let's look at the velocities.
Special marine warning has been issued.
Yeah, they labeled this Tor possible. Again, this looks to stay out to the south and then to the east of Janesville. You can actually see where it's pointing the storm. Here's Janesville. Here's our storm trajectory right now. At least the center of the storm.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So that's pretty good. They're saying Tor possible. I'm not seeing too much in this. There's a little bit of rotation here moving through Tiffany, Wisconsin. This is more headed towards, at least right now, Richmond and Johnstown, Wisconsin. We'll watch it and see if we get anything here. It's about to run into this outflow boundary. This
Information. This special marine warning has been updated.
It's about to run into a gust front, and that might help spin this thing up, if I'm being honest. We'll see. Weather-wise, yeah. Oh, you're north of Janesville? Yeah, you should be even safer up there. Sure, severe thunderstorm in Atlanta, 60-mile-per-hour winds in Shale.
New observed tornado warning has been issued.
Observed? They're saying this is on the ground?
This considerable severe thunderstorm.
Oh, this is
warning has
new.
been
Oh,
updated.
that's not the one in Janesville. Okay, I was going to say. See, these things we've gotten so many observed tornado warnings, and then they're observed for about 5 minutes, and they lift again. It's very, very strange. But this is going through New Albin, Minnesota right now. Or, sorry, Iowa right now. Heading off to the east towards Purdy, Romance, and Veragua, Wisconsin. However you pronounce that. Sorry, guys. So just be aware of that. It's observed. I don't, again, expect this tornado to stay on the ground very long, but we'll keep an eye on it for a little bit here. Yeah, Atlanta, 60-mile-per-hour gust, inch hail. Not looking too bad. It's moving pretty slow, but it's moving to the southwest. So may not even roll through Atlanta there. It's in the Atlanta metro, though.
New information. This special marine warning has been updated.
Appreciate the follows, guys. Newberry, South Carolina. Yeah, you guys got thunderstorms moving through right now. 60+ mile per hour gusts are possible in inch hail. Power outages are possible. Some tree branches down, small hail damage to vehicles, but overall, it's not looking too threatening of a storm. Let's take another look at this tour up here, and let's see how this thing's doing. Try to get its act together. Okay, there it is. That's what they're worried about. It's kind of embedded back in the storm. Yeah, it's on the back end of the storm. That's where the rotation is, right there. The rotation actually looks to be in Minnesota, just moving north of New Albin. New Albin, I'd get in a safe spot away from windows, bottom floor of your home, interior, closet, basement. This is going to skirt the north part of your city. They're saying observed. Not looking very impressive on the radar. But this is moving very quickly, too. 40 miles per hour to the east. So, Viroqua, however you pronounce that out in Wisconsin, get ready because this thing's heading in your direction if it holds itself together. No torpors in the Atlanta one. No. Yeah, velocities aren't looking very impressive either. Or rotation. Yeah, New Albin. That's what I was just talking about. Yeah, New Albin should be in their safe spot right now. This thing is pretty just to your north. It looks to pass just to the north of the city, but it's going to be extremely close. Extremely close. Yes, take cover. Yes. I mean, you have like a minute or two at most. 60 seconds at most. But again, based on what I'm seeing, this looks to be the area of concern. Right there. See, that matches up. You've got a little bit of an inflow region. You can see through here as well. So, you know, that being said, it looks to kind of skirt just to the north of New Albin, but it's going to be extremely close. There's going to be some damage just to the north of the city, likely. Thoughts on theories that this is a derecho 2012 redo? That what is? We don't have really derecho conditions today. You're not talking about today, are you? Big tornado, EF5. Yeah, not true, gamers. Oh, as this comes across east into the weekend. One second. Make this a little bit bigger. Let's take a look. Let's go national. Rufus.
New information. This severe
I don't-
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Maybe Saturday. What, in Minnesota? Is the Southeast South Carolina strong cell going to get any weaker? It should. It should begin to weaken near Monk's Corner, but you still could get 70 mile per hour gusts there, so I'll be ready for that. We've got... Let me take a look at something here. Let's take a look at our 850 millibar. I don't see anything that shouts derecho conditions, except for maybe through portions of central Minnesota. Let's look at the NAM 3K. Yeah, likely, Damien. Likely. What's Minnesota right now? Yep, they're running across the bottom red. What's going on in Minnesota right now? Here you go. Not much. Everything's out there down into the southeast. This is the only area that's really experiencing weather right now in Minnesota, down here in southeast. So let's take another look at this observed tornado that just moved to the north. It is directly to the north of Albin right now, or New Albin. It actually looks like it's actually pretty far out to the east, moving at 40 miles per hour. So it's entering into Wisconsin. It's going to move just north of Red Mound, Wisconsin, out to the east towards Purdy, Wisconsin. There it is. Not a bad looking tornado. Potentially a couplet here as well. Potentially a couplet there as well. So it kind of moved. Yeah, so this is moving. Yeah, it's back here. Yep. So Viroqua, Purdy. Get in a safe spot. Bottom floor interior of your home, in a closet, in a bathroom, in a bathtub, in a basement, in a storm shelter. Get somewhere. I would say right now, immediately Purdy. This is headed out towards you. Red Mound, you look to be okay. There's the couplet. So if it keeps on its trajectory right now, it's going to go right through Purdy, Wisconsin. This is like, there's like 4 houses here, but not a lot going on out here, which is good. So, did they just extend this? What's going on here? Okay, they switched it back to radar indicated. Coupling is weakening a tiny bit. You still got something trying to happen up here to the north as well. We'll watch that. Doesn't look like a tornado as of yet, though. Yeah, these storms are about to go through Monk's Corner. Honestly, doesn't look like 70-mile-per-hour gusts to me based on this. On the velocities, it looks like likely 60 plus are possible, maybe small hail. Lincolnville, I think this is going to weaken.
Warning, a new special marine warning has been issued.
South Carolina. Nice. Nice, Abo. Anything coming towards Ohio?
New information. This tornado warning has been updated.
Yeah, they just updated it to radar indicated. Not really today. Tomorrow, you guys are in that general thunderstorm in the south, Columbus in the south, Columbus north. You get up into that marginal region. So we could get a little bad weather tomorrow. Moving through the rest of tonight, here's what's happening in Ohio. Maybe some small thunderstorms over the next couple hours, but nothing major. Tomorrow, northern portion of Iowa, we've got a greater chance for severe weather, and you can see it right here. This is what we're going to be watching out for. Canton, Warren, Cleveland, Toledo, Belafonte potentially. Down southern portion isn't expected to be too severe, but you are expected to get some thunderstorms, including through Columbus. Lulu. Brooks, I appreciate you guys. Angie, I appreciate you guys. Anderson, South Carolina for the weekend. Let's take a little look at our Rufus model. Why don't we? Okay, so moving into Friday, potentially some bad weather out there. Thursday evening, tomorrow evening. Friday looks to be okay until we get into the evening hours again. So Friday could get spicy again. Saturday looks to be spicy potential in South Carolina. Honestly, every day until Sunday looks like we could have potential thunderstorms out there. Let's take a look at our composite here. They do have that severe weather potential for Friday here. They don't have it day 4, day 5, but they probably will. Or at least for day 4. So you might get a break on Sunday. Let's take a look at the Euro. It's especially upstate South Carolina that's seeing the most of it. The most unfortunate weather. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, you've got some thunderstorms in the region. Moving into Sunday, things look to clear up. Your Sunday, well, no, no, they don't. You guys are going to stay active down there. Let me take a look at your rainfall expectancy.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
What is your multi-day? Let's go 1 to 5 day rainfall out here in South Carolina. Not a ton. Actually, upstate could see 3 to 4 inches locally. Not necessarily Anderson based on what we're seeing here, but, well, maybe. So, yeah, upstate South Carolina looks to see the most severe weather throughout the weekend and the most rainfall. Eastern South Carolina doesn't look to be as bad.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
East North Carolina, Friday evening.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Friday evening. As of now, it doesn't look too bad. Let's look at the NAM 3K. Doesn't look too bad. The NAM 3K doesn't suspect many storms either. The NAM 3K does put some thunderstorms in northeastern, though. Northeastern North Carolina Friday evening. Up here. The Rufus doesn't really have anything out here. But if you're in central to south or just straight out central east North Carolina, right now it's looking pretty good. Let's take another look at our tornado warning that we have up here. They may let this is what I'm talking about, guys. They may let this expire again. Remember I told you it'll probably touch down for a few minutes and go back up. These things, they just can't, they're not able to stay on the ground. Not seeing much on the velocity or, oh, actually, well, this looks like a CC signature, except for when you take a look at our reflectivity, it doesn't really. Let me change the settings in here real quick. Let me make sure I'm on 10 scans. It's not looking like much. Right? This does look like a couplet, but I don't think I don't think this actually is a couplet. Unless the CC is really far behind, because it did look like we had a tornado. Yeah, it did look like we had a tornado on the ground. You can actually, if you follow that, or a CC drop, I meant to say, not a couplet. If you follow this, this was the CC drop from the tornado, but this is behind now because our circulation is up ahead. So the CC is running behind. This was a debris signature here, though. Now that I take a look at it, 100% a debris signature. But if we take a look now, there's not a tornado in here right now, right? The CC drops way back. And based on what we're seeing on the velocities, it's likely not pulling up any more debris. So I think they'll let this expire once again. Well, you can get strong winds associated with any of these storms moving through Georgia today. We've got some strong thunderstorms that are about to move into they're approaching, not really even approaching, but within 30, 40 minutes, potentially Clarksville, Demarest, Cornelia, Toccoa. Anyways, northeastern Georgia, 60 plus mile per hour gusts, inch hail possible. You could see 60 plus mile per hour gusts, 70 plus mile per hour gusts, small hail with these thunderstorms as they move into Georgia tonight and through the early morning hours tomorrow, 3, 4, 5 a.m. What's going on? Evan Raid. Well, I feel bad because I'm like, I'm right. Guys, I appreciate you guys all coming over on YouTube, but I'm like very close to getting off. This tornado warning is likely going to expire, and then we're really just watching these storms down here in South Carolina.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
So, when I got on, I think we had like 40-something severe thunderstorm warnings. We're at 13 now. We've lost, you know, 70% of our severe warnings. This is mainly just going to be a wind threat pushing into Georgia. Through the, you know, I'll show you guys again on the models. Yeah, I appreciate him sending you guys over here. I appreciate you guys coming over to say what's up. Sheila, that's awesome. But yeah, you know, taking a look at our latest run of the HRRR. Here we go. I know I saw Evan got back on today. I know his voice hadn't been feeling good. Yeah, he was having... I mean, with the amount of streaming he does, I'm not surprised he lost his voice. Here we go. So, moving forward, these storms, we could see some, you know, thunderstorms firing up across central Georgia at around 11 p.m. tonight. And then this train of storms is going to move in right behind that down through Augusta out towards Macon, Georgia. And then these storms are also going to push off into the west as we get into, now we're talking 2, 3, 4 a.m. into Alabama before they dissipate. Again, this is likely going to be small hail and wind risk. Very, very, almost, I mean, less than a 2% risk for a tornado out here throughout the night. Up here to the north, moving forward, same type of thing. We're going to start to see these storms dissipate a little bit. Our tornado chances are going to drop off a cliff over the next hour. And then we're going to be watching the chance for some okay wind and small hail. So, not impossible to get another tornado with these storms. The chances are going down pretty quickly. I suspect that these winds, a lot of these considerable damage threat thunderstorms in South Carolina will become just normal severe thunderstorms as well. Are they going to let this expire? I think they will. They're going to let this expire. If they weren't going to, they'd already extend it. So, you guys should be good up there. In Wisconsin. Yeah, it's... Well, yeah, I mean, Arizona just had a cool down while the... yeah, Lillian, Arizona just had a cool down while the East has been baking under this ridge. Dave said I licked. Dave B, I appreciate the lick on the stream. I had, who said that the other day by accident too? Was it Brandon? Brandon said everyone licked the stream. I know, Dave, I know it was a typo. It happens all the time. One of my mods the other day asked everyone to lick the stream. And I said, why are you asking everyone to lick the stream? gotta love the licking. No, I appreciate you, Dave. I'm just messing with you. I see at least like 4 or 5 of that typo every single stream. I think it's funny. And I should make like something pop up on the stream because it's inevitable. It's going to happen every stream. I should make like a big like tongue lick the screen every time someone says that. Yeah, it was Brandon. Brandon said that one of our streams, but he pinned it too. Which was the funniest part. Yeah, they're likely going to let this tornado warning expire. So if they don't, I'll get back up there, but they should. This still tour possible up here, south central Wisconsin. So moving off to the north and east towards Elkhorn, Delavan, East Troy. Velocity wise, do I see anything? Maybe a little something trying to get itself together, but not the most threatening thing I've ever seen. Conditions aren't super great for a tornado out here. And if we do get one on the ground, it likely won't last long. But there's a little rotation in these cells moving up towards East Troy and Elkhorn, Wisconsin. So just be aware of that. New severe thunderstorm warning in South Carolina. No surprise. These are just moving out to the south. Okay, they've dropped this. I don't know why they're saying 60 mile per hour observed winds in this when there's no thunderstorms in the severe thunderstorm box. They're getting a little ahead of themselves, I think, guys. I can promise you there's probably no 60 mile per hour observed winds in here. But what that does tell us, as I said, they're downgrading this considerable damage threat to just a normal severe thunderstorm threat, moving into Ridgeville, Cottageville, Hanahan, Charleston, Lincolnville, Hollywood, and Walterboro, South Carolina. So those winds are dying off a little bit. A lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings, again, have kind of dissipated down here, Panhandle, southern Alabama, southwestern Georgia. Again, as we get into 10-11, we're going to see more storms fire up central to southern Georgia. We're going to see a bunch of storms fire up again. Not expected to be too severe. Maryland. Someone just asked about Maryland. Yeah, we've still got these storms moving very, very slowly into Hagerstown. Oh, my God. These things are crawling. 5 miles per hour. So the only thing about these is it could rain for a long period of time. These are moving 5 miles per hour into Hagerstown, Smithsburg, Thurmont, Mount Etna, Williamsport. These will continue to move down to the south. Maryland, your night shouldn't look too bad moving forward. Taking a look at the 22Z. Storms are dissipating up there in the mid-Atlantic. So, but anyways, guys, I appreciate you being in here. Tornado warning has expired. Well, okay. It's gonna in 3 minutes. Guys, the actual cell isn't even in the box. So, not that it couldn't pick back up, but it's not looking very, very strong anymore. So, I'm going to hop off here. We've seen a lot of these storms downtrending, which is good. Our most severe areas that we were most concerned about up here, most of the thunderstorms are out of there. When we take a look at what we were watching down here in the southeast, we still are watching central to eastern Georgia, potentially for these storms to kick up some, as we get into 10-11 for some wind issues. Not really much of a tour chance. Not that you couldn't get one, but a pretty small, under 2% tour chance, small hail. So if anyone has storm anxiety, don't worry. This is moving forward. We're not expecting too much. Still keep alerts on, though, especially I think if you're out here in this region here. So keep alerts on because this is going to move into the nighttime, into the early mornings of tomorrow. So, and tomorrow, more severe weather for a lot of people. Will we get this upgraded to a slight in some areas? Probably. Day 3, the Dakotas, that could go up to an enhanced easily. We may also see an enhanced to a moderate. I don't think we're going to see a moderate, but I'm saying it's on the table for central Minnesota. I believe it's as we move into Friday, Saturday. So that's what's going on. Tropics. This bad boy is probably going to be a tropical cyclone soon. Expect it to move away. None too crazy. As I said, temperatures are going to cool down as we get into July for a lot of people who are baking right now. So 6 to 10 day temperature forecast. Look at this. All the way from the southwest, central plains up through the Midwest, you're cooling down, or at least getting to average temperatures. Getting into July and around July 4th, northeast, mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Midwest, central plains, southwest, we're still looking good. So, and listen, 3 to 4 week temperature outlook. I don't know what that's the CPC's doing, but it really likes Alabama, Western Tennessee, and Mississippi to have a nice cool down. Probably because they think there's going to be a ton of thunderstorm activity down here. They'll all say that. They're not putting a hole of hot temperatures in here for no reason. Probably expecting a lot of moisture. Yeah. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. If I see anything too crazy later, I'll hop back on. But I will be back posting a video tomorrow morning talking about everything that's going on. I appreciate everyone coming in here from over on Evan's stream. I'm sorry I'm getting off. I got to put the kids to bed. I got a 2-year-old and an infant, so my wife needs my help putting the kids to bed, or I would be staying on. But I appreciate you guys. Appreciate anyone who gifted, liked, subbed. You guys are awesome. Ducky, I appreciate you. Brooks, Shy, Lulu. Everyone have a fantastic night. And I will see you guys potentially later, but most likely tomorrow. All right.